Hello. I am live. I think. Yes. Hey everybody. This is Dicebag here again, artist, game designer, world builder, and occasional VTuber. And I'm definitely not prepared today, but hold up. Why does my microphone suck? Alright, close enough, I guess. Hey everybody. Who's this little guy? Who's this little guy? Look at him. Look at that face. Don't you just want to hug him? Of course you do. My designs are adorable. Everyone agrees. 9 out of 10 dentists agree. It's actually 9 out of 9 because we shot the 10th guy because he didn't agree. But can you blame us? Really, can you? But yeah. I hate doing introductions, but here we are. Here we are. We got this guy. This is Torpal. I was found out after doing some research, aka putting all the creatures into spreadsheets and doing a bunch of random tables, that we got a little bit of a ecological hole. I wanted to fill it because the whole thing going on with La Creatures is that I'm having to currently I'm having to kind of pare down the scope of the initial release. That's kind of the theme these days, is kind of focusing in on a more narrow base that I can get out and release and actually have a game on the market instead of just pretending like there's a game. But well, there is a game. It's just not on the market yet. So we got to get that. We got to get that out here. So what the current state of things is, I'm trying to pick apart the things that I don't actually need, that people can kind of fill in the gaps themselves. And then what I'm going to do is we will kind of just start releasing things that fill out the setting and everything in more detail. So the first release is probably only going to have like 1 to 3 little regions for people to go into and play around in, little sandboxes. And from there on, we can expand it and just release like a book with like an extra region.
Said, hey guys.
Go ahead. How's it going? My biggest fan is here. What is this? You've got a new thing on your icons. Some fighting game thing I see. I assume. Speaking of,
Kohate said, I'm a lurker, doing math.
A lurker. Oh. Speaking of fighting games, I saw people were trying to get Tekken to include a Waffle House level on Twitter. Which it's probably not going to affect my decision to purchase such a thing. I'm probably not going to buy Tekken just because it has a Waffle House level. But it'd be funny. It feels like something Tekken would do. Anyways, let's pop into the voice chat here, and if any of the boys want to come in.
Said, Waffle House is Paul's stage, FRFR.
You're so right. Paul would definitely be a Waffle House kind of guy.
Frankfurt 65 said, "Hello, my friend. This is a really cool broadcast. I'd like to join the community and truly enjoy your work. I followed you for that reason, and I'd love to speak with you on Discord. Backhand index pointing right Faye_licks1.
That sounds like some bot shit. But anyways, we got to do a metamorphosis for this guy. Let's see. And to start, we got to have the original guy here as a reference. That's why he's here. We're going to make our new guy based on him. Now, if I remember right, let's see. That's right. Torpol is of the tiny size category, which means he's about knee height to a human. So we're gonna make his metamorphosis more, we're gonna make it small size, so it'll be a little bigger. It'll be about half human size. Actually, Torpol kind of could have been smaller, I think. Probably more like that.
Kohate said, "Did you know, terrorism is something you can report a person for in Twitch? I didn't."
Well, apparently you do now. I swear, reporting things in social media and whatnot are like so off the wall sometimes. A lot of them seem redundant. Let me check Twitter. I've reported a number of things on Twitter before. Okay, I can't report my own post. Twitter reports allow you to report for hate, abuse and harassment, violent speech, child safety, privacy, spam, suicide or self-harm, sensitive or disturbing media, deceptive identities, or violent and hateful entities. That last one includes terrorism. So hate, abuse and harassment, violent speech, and then violent and hateful entities. These all seem like they're kind of the same thing. Very redundant. Then you get the spam one, which is like several, like you have to scroll down to see it. And that's probably the one that needs to be used the most.
Kohate said, "Hateful equals terrorism at all. LMAO."
But you see, the hateful part also includes extremists. It's very broad. But anyways, we got a frog girl. I think this guy's gonna be like more of a full-bodied frog here, but he'll have like the tail, the fiery-looking tail, right? Something about like that. As far as shape goes. So he'll be like the partial, not quite done with being a tadpole guy, but still clearly a frog. Speaking of, I'm kind of thinking that maybe Torpol just doesn't need hands at all. They look kind of weird. Not gonna lie. The hands look a little off. I might decide to nerf him and not give him hands. After I think about it a bit. What do y'all think about that? Should Torpol lose hands privileges?
The hands are cute though, doing a really bad job of lurking TBH.
You are. I keep dragging you back in, Kohet. We need somebody else in here to talk to. You know what? That's not right. That's not right at all. It would be like, because we're gonna put the eyes in here like so. That wouldn't make sense if we had it like that. Let's see. We'll do something like that. I probably should get a reference for an actual frog up for me to look at. Gotta go to Google. Google Images. Google Images. Come on, Mushmouth. You ain't gotta use that Brave browser for image searches. Just use Google. Okay, so frogs have kind of like this going on with their front feetsies. I should probably keep the actual leg, the feetsies, the footses, the feetsies, pretty close to the body here. Cool thing about doing creatures is that I've learned so much animal anatomy that I never would have learned otherwise. And then I immediately break the rules because they're all cartoons.
Kohate said, drawing animals is extremely cursed. After a little bit, it all just kind of becomes one.
You know what? You're right. Once you've seen like enough body plans, they all kind of run together and you're just like, okay, so this bone goes this way and everything. It's like you're unintentionally becoming an expert anatomist. I need to find something to talk about. I'm getting in the zone. There hasn't been much happening that I've seen this week. It's been a pretty boring week. Guess I could talk about what I've been doing with creatures. There's always that. Holy hell, speak of the devil, I've got to actually like write up an email for the newsletter. I keep forgetting that's a thing until it happens. So I've been doing a lot of work on procedural play. Just something kind of stumbled onto a lot of videos and I'm like, I understand now. Kind of, not really, but I'll figure it out. It's just kind of like it's the old school way of playing D&D where you didn't have like a specific narrative that you were following or that was planned out by the DM. It was just kind of a sandbox game. And that's kind of what I wanted to run with my playtest. I didn't really have as much information about the style as I would have wanted to. Now I found some channels that actually talk about that kind of quite a bit. And I'm very interested. So that's part of the shift in how I'm working out the design for the initial creatures release. So we're focusing less on creating like a whole dynamic setting that's super fleshed out and more. We're gonna make a small area that's got like that you can kind of gamify, you might say. I've been making a lot of random tables and stuff, working on ways to determine things like weather and whatnot. I can pull up some of that and talk about it. Oh, we got somebody in chat.
Yes. Hello.
Evergrade. Look, it's the famous streamer Evergrade Artistry.
That's right. Joining forces with the famous RPG maker Dicebag. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. That's good to hear. I'm doing well as well. Learning some things about streaming the hard way.
The best
One
way
thing
to
I
learn.
Yep. Only wish I started sooner.
Yeah, that's why we told you.
Yeah. Oh, I stopped. Well, it's fun. It's fun so far.
Yeah. How did your stream go? I wasn't there for it because I was sleeping.
That's okay. That's okay. Last stream was fine. Nothing planned, so I was just kind of sketching, doodling, and settled on drawing some fan art for Comfy Fox since he showed up and I was popped into a stream last night. It was fun. I'll get better at it, but I'm enjoying myself so far.
Yeah, as long as you have an audience, it can be fun.
Yeah. I'm already trying to think of ideas and new things I can improve on. One thing I'll need to look into with testing is to see if there's any hours where my internet will be better or worse with
Kohate
Twitch, because
said, I disagree. Streaming is most fun when no one is around.
Stream, I was cutting out. OBS was cutting out really badly, and I don't know if that was my internet because nothing else happened, or if it was on Twitch's end.
If it happens consistently, then that's probably on your side or your ISP.
Possibly. think I was using a VPN, but I think it's stabilized after that.
A VPN? VPNs always screw my stuff up. I would not use a VPN if I were you.
I forgot I had it on. I forgot I had it on, but I went like an hour and 45 minutes without any problems.
Really?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Every time I put my VPN on, Cohead is immediately like, you have no frame rate. Why is this a slideshow? And I have to restart the stream.
Yeah. VPNs tend at a certain point, VPNs tend to mess me up too when I stream.
I'm starting to think I should have stylized this guy's hands a little more. You know what? Let me share screen. Oh wait. Let me ask, do you want to see the art screen or do you want the music?
I'm fine. I'll just see the art stream. That's fine with me. Let's have a look-see. Purple's looking good. What'd you want to do with his little stumps?
What?
What did you want to do with his little stumps?
What do you mean, his little stumps? Hands?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I don't know, making them less detailed. Let me kind of preserve these on a separate layer, and I'll doodle what I was thinking the other way. Because I went directly for just carbon copy. This is frog anatomy. Let's do it realistically, and I don't need to do that. And I think it might be better for the middle part of the family if it wasn't super frog anatomy. Let's cut that. So I was thinking maybe he'd be more like this.
Bobby? He's kind of excited. Almost like a dog. I see. I can understand that.
Then we can have the big old frog leg over here. Like so.
Okay. He does look a bit less like a tat. He does look a little more fully grown, but I still see the tadpole with his tail.
Yeah, well, this is the middle one, so he should look mostly like a frog.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Let's see if I can clean that up. So have you heard any juicy discourse this week? My stream topics list is pretty bare bones.
Not a lot. When it comes to big internet drama or potential real life stuff, I usually ignore it until my coworkers start complaining. One interesting thing is that Hollow Break recently released another Hollow Live fan game.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention to it. What's this one?
4-player beat 'em up. Vaguely reminds me of the Simpsons arcade one, or maybe something like the Scott Pilgrim game. Technically, you can play it with one person though.
I see.
Apparently, it has.
I might
What was
have to check out a stream of said game.
It's interesting. It looks interesting. Notably, it apparently has a lot of Hololive fan artists contributing to it with emotes.
Oh, that's. I would expect that.
Yeah. And and a lot of references.
Oh.
And
What characters are in it exactly?
I need to double check their names.
Oh, you don't know all the Hololivers off the top of your head?
I should especially know the ones I don't watch, which is all of them. Okay, so okay, it's from Gen 5 from Japan. Yukihana Lami, Momosuzu Nene, Shishiro Botan, and Omaru Polka. The 4-person gen, technically.
Odd choice.
Yeah, 4 people, 4 players. Oh wait, I forgot. It also features Holux, aka more or less Gen 6, as the main villains of the group, since they have a villain motif.
Oh, okay.
So that's Laplace Darkness, Takane Lui, Hakui Kiori, Sakamata Chloe, and Kazuma Iroha. So technically, that's 9 people. That's 9 Hololivers starring in the game, and of course, others make a bunch of cameos.
It just seems like a weird generation to focus on.
Yeah. I was expecting another update for Hollow Cure focused on Gen 3. Okay, actually that one might be a little awkward.
Gen 3?
Yeah. That one was the one that also had Uroha Rusha in there, and there has been some notable controversy surrounding her.
Oh, Russia, yeah. She's the weirdo.
That's one way to put it. And Gen 4 has Kiryu Koko, who was probably he actually had a successful graduation, but is kind of controversial in her own way, in a sense. So that'll be interesting if they go there.
I wouldn't even call her controversial.
I don't consider her controversial. Just that she was kind of caught up in some stuff.
Unless you're a commie.
Guys, don't do this to me on stream. My social credits, it's already low.
Oh, Bezos is coming for you. You're gonna have to stream on Rumble from now on.
Oh no, oh no, am I gonna have to talk about sports?
You'll have to talk about sports and power slap and gambling.
The only subjects on Rumble. Jeez. It'd be nice if they changed their front page. I didn't really notice that until you pointed it out, but yeah, that's
Kohate.
pretty much the whole thing.
Your
The most
Rumble
variety
posted different dice.
I see is in the continue watching tab.
Yeah. Rumble front page sucks.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about it until recently because some people I follow were talking about like why Rumble sucks, why nobody uses it. And
Yeah.
I just went on to the front page to like get a good look at it. And like
It's-
first thing you see is just a big section, Barstool Sports. 1.98k views. So less than 2,000 views on this first thing. Slightly over 2,000 views on the next thing. Day old stream, less than 8,000. It's like why is this at the top at all? Then you scroll down, live categories, okay, that's just categories. No actual video suggestions. Continue watching, that's entirely my stuff. Picks, just 4 randoms live streams. Recommended creators.
It doesn't tell you anything about anyone.
Yeah, no.
It
Jeff
just shows
Mack,
their icons.
Pep Killa, Fat Steven JFG, Ram RT, Game On Show. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Then we have the gaming section, finally, which is all live stream. Like reasonable, okay. All pretty normie stuff, honestly. Dragon's Dogma,
That's it. Yeah.
Call of Duty. That's about it. Oh,
I don't think
Apex.
this is. Yeah, I don't think this part's Rumble's fault, but I am not feeling any of these thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of the, I've noticed a lot of the people on our side, quote unquote, don't have the greatest artistic sense.
or they could just if they could just use like contrast and sizing or a thumbnail tutorial.
Bro, nobody understands what contrast is these days.
They can't tell the. Yeah, how can they tell? There's no contrast.
Very,
Live.
very simple, like art concepts or design, graphic design concepts would just help a lot.
Just make it look easy to see if you shrink it down. Not sure what. I feel like most of the other stuff is going to change pretty regularly. Like live. Why is that for the live streaming for the video and live streaming site? Featured playlist. How do you get featured on here? Sports.
I have no idea. Now, my main gripe with Rumble is just that they have entire sections carved out for freaking Barstool Sports and Power Slap. Of all things, why are those the two things you want to...
I would be a lot more conservative / influenced if they actually cared about producing things that are nice and appealing.
Go ahead. I need to probably turn off...
Said, you don't want a power slap.
Turn off Geronimo here. He's interrupting me.
Oh.
I'm losing my train of thought. But yeah. Kohet said I'd be a lot more conservative influenced if they actually cared about producing things that are nice and appealing. Yes. My biggest gripe with conservative people. As a conservative person myself.
Sometimes I wonder if Twitter artists being complete morons is just a psyop to make people on the right hate the arts. Because I swear, if you hear someone hate the arts and they just bring up a lot of artistic opinions, I'd completely understand it.
It's not that they hate art, they just hate artists. The artists that they run into.
That's understandable. Most artists hate themselves.
To be fair, I hate a lot of artists.
Yep.
I think I've said before, I think that drives a lot of the cheerleading for AI on this side of the aisle. That kind of sucks, because you're just going to produce corporate slop if you embrace that.
Is there a cheerleading for it? I haven't really seen much with right-leaning people caring about it.
I've seen a lot of people get like super hyped, like, oh, AI is gonna change everything. We're gonna be able to make stuff without big Hollywood teams. And it's like, yeah, but it's gonna be slop. It's gonna be like the same stuff we're getting now. If you don't understand the mediums you're using, even AI isn't going to save you.
Ones who do understand the medium can't use AI to save them. I do want. I'm very curious if AI, the savior of mainstream media, will try to price them out. Because they gave it. Because if the predictions are that this will be what saves big Hollywood, they kind of gave it away that they're really going to want to really try to be reliant on this to try and cut more corners.
Yeah.
They could probably do some stuff with it, but that would still involve hiring some artists to clean it up. Because there's always some weird unnatural feeling with the AI.
Yeah. Let's see. Kaya says there's so much AI cheerleading and acceptance. Yeah, I see it. Like there was the AI trailer for like Rings of Power that somebody made.
Never mind. I remember that.
Yeah.
That actually hurt my... Like, not in the, oh, this is so disgusting. The video had a weird shimmer effect at points that hurt to look at. Like... Okay, I think there is an opportunity, but they should be looking at it a different way, in that just trying to find artists who just want to make art without corporate meddling, who aren't psychopaths. and to be honest, that last part is actually getting harder, but I never hear people complaining about trying to find reasonable artists. Yeah, man, I just reminded myself of the days when the blue check mark was like a sign of to ignore someone's opinion, and now we have please be patient. I have media literacy.
Yeah.
Like, every time I hear that, it's just it's a case for someone to try and talk down to someone for having an opinion on something they don't like. Or for communists to identify with bugs.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of frustrating because there's some things I will agree with certain principles with the quote-unquote media literacy people. Like, yes, maybe something is a satire, but that doesn't mean it's a good example. Like, it can be bad satire, which is what you get when you have some stuff that, like, you're making fun of it, but it actually makes sense. Like, it's completely reasonable. and they don't see that. They're so like off in fantasy land.
Me when I'm in a making the right wing look awesome contest, and my opponent is a leftist meme. I remember one infamous one that people were really either really hyped or really angry about was from the X-Men reboot. That one of Cyclops. I was fighting against one character. You're more or less saying, I fight for my friends, and the enemy is just pretty much a normal human with some augments saying, humanity, the answers to no one.
Yeah, I heard people talking about something like that.
Yeah. Because apparently the human being up the guy with able to beat up the guy with laser eyes is supposed to be less cool.
Go ahead. Says this frog is an absolute union. Can you make him fatter? I don't think so. I think I'm pushing it as it is. Go ahead.
Well, I guess that's what fan art is for.
I don't know if I want to go ahead of fan art of this little guy. Not that I'd stop him.
It's the kind of thing you just have to let happen and try not to acknowledge.
Yeah, just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Unless it's something as cool as the rad pull emote.
That's official.
It's canon.
Putting on my scaly goggles. Go ahead.
Uh-oh. What? Amphibians don't have scales, right?
I don't know. How do you define a scale? I think penguins are considered to have scales, even though their scales are literally like made of fur.
Let's see. Do frogs?
You know what? Actually, they have scoots, I believe.
Frogs?
No, penguins.
Oh. Okay. Frogs and toads do not have fur, feathers, or scales on their skin. Instead, they have a moist, permeable skin layer covered with mucus glands, which allows them to breathe through their skin in addition to using their lungs. Oh. They have 3 respiratory surfaces on their body they use to exchange gas with the surroundings by the skin, in the lungs, and in the lining of the mouth. Most amphibians produce toxins in the skin. Their skin and lungs are used for gas exchange in the adults, while the larvae breathe with gills.
Go ahead, BTFO'd.
Destroyed with facts and logic.
No scales for you.
Only skin.
What am I doing with this guy exactly? I don't even have a background for this guy. He's just sitting on transparency.
Did you want? Well, he's gonna be in a fire environment, right?
No, he's gonna be in water.
Oh.
He is a fire frog, so he is aquatic.
Oh, so would it be like a natural spring, hot water, or just regular water?
It'd be more like a swampy kind of environment.
Okay. Lit.
What?
Lit.
Lit? Oh,
Yeah.
you're making jokes.
Yes. I am.
This frog is an absolute unit. You're right, go ahead. But he won't be fatter.
the frog goes through his training arc. He bulks up.
We're gonna make him wider in the next one. Then instead of having like a tail that glows, we'll put the fiery things around like his brow.
That sounds so cool. Dawn Frog.
We got to do the hard part now, though, and make the belly.
What's on his belly?
The flame sack.
Okay, like the original?
What? Yeah, like the original.
Okay. Is it gonna be the same shape, or are you changing it up?
I think I'll just make it the same shape.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's try doing like.
Okay.
I just have a hard time putting like circles on things in perspective.
It's weird to do. So does he have a long tongue?
Of course he does.
Just wanted to make sure this was a lore accurate frog.
Lore accurate.
Yes.
Accurate to the lore.
Frog lore. Is it really a frog if it doesn't have a long tongue?
No.
Precisely. Lore accurate frog. Truly a radpole.
You know what? Kinda hate what I'm doing here.
With the round like square shape.
Yeah. It's not fitting right. Go ahead, it says draw a box specifically has like 5 hours of practice that are just drawing circles on boxes in perspective. I still suck at it.
Wow, that's interesting.
Real struggles. You know what? Maybe there's a good social media post in there that'll get you 1 million likes.
Maybe. The new meta. Drawing circles on boxes.
Yes, we've evolved from drawing on the wrong layer jokes to drawing circles in boxes jokes in perspective.
It's all about your perspective. I was looking on Rumble and I noticed that there's a section called Leaderboard with the most watched stuff. It's mainly politics, but the first thing you see on the page is Barstool Sport.
How is that leaderboard stuff? They only got like a few thousand views on their biggest stuff.
Let's see. The top 5 actually breaks into 100K from stuff that's a day old. So I know it's all politics, but why is it so low? I feel like that's some of the first thing you do.
I don't even see Barstool Sports on there. Maybe I need to refresh.
They're not on there. Oh, I meant they're not on there.
Oh, they're not on.
That's
there.
my point. They're not in the top. Like, That's
And there is an audience on Rumble, but
yeah. I guess it feels like Rumble doesn't quite get it. Like Rumble could. I do think Rumble could stand to just more or less copy some stuff from Twitch and see what they're doing. Besides the camgirl stuff.
dude, I wish more streaming places would copy Twitch, because Twitch has fun things that you can do on the streams. They're not just like, oh, here's a place you can put emotes in chat. Here you go, buddy. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Now, Twitch is like, here you go, here's channel points and betting with channel points, all that cool stuff. You can integrate it with OBS functions and have stuff show up on your stream with chat interactivity.
That's the annoying part. Like, Rumble seems competent and can actually get in some decent views. Nowhere near like the mainstream stuff, but it's something. It's something. But they could do so much more, or at least try to change up their page every now and again, so there's something different for recommendations. Like, look at Twitch. I just see anime girls and video games.
It's what the people want.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Rumble should get on that. Anime girls and video games. Hey, how about that?
I don't like the camgirl stuff. Specifically, like, if Rumble could do that and excise the worst part from Twitch, it would be nice. Because it feels like Twitch is always testing their advertisers' patience to make a quick buck.
Well, advertisers suck anyways, so whatever.
They do. Twitch still has to bend over backwards for them, and they don't want to do that. And imagine having a career on Twitch and your livelihood is in the hands of the people running it.
Yeah, no. Hard pass.
Yeah.
Kohet says you can't copy Twitch and not the cam girls. Sorry, Evergrade.
Okay, so it's either just sports and politics, and some good stuff's mixed in with the cyanide pill. Awesome.
Do VTubers count as cam girls? Am I a cam girl?
That
Oh, we're getting existential.
that would depend. Honestly, some of them kind of count because I know quite a few do post IRL stuff.
Some of them absolutely like dip into that cam girl niche, even if they're not like doing IRL stuff.
Yeah, they're strapping and all that.
They're the internet girlfriends.
They don't need to. They just found a hack to avoid doing makeup all the time.
You know what? That is the best part about being a VTuber. You don't have to worry about how you look. I can really just roll out of bed in my underwear and turn on the stream, and nobody would know.
Still there, Dice?
Yes?
You roboted out for a second.
Oh.
I think the stream lagged too, but you're good.
Okay. That's nice.
Don't worry.
Go ahead. It says I'm a cam man. I'll take it.
Well, I guess I'm technically in the same boat as you, so here we are. TTRPG gonna open an OnlyFans. Kidding.
OnlyFans does have more content besides like the lewds.
I know they. Oh, I know they do. I know they do. That's all anyone knows it for though.
Yeah, I've seen like people who have just been banned off of other places go to OnlyFans and just post normal stuff there.
I feel bad for the normal people who have to say they have an OnlyFans page and think of the first assumption that people make.
Yeah.
Just people ruining a good thing for a quick buck. Never heard of that before.
Originally, OnlyFans didn't have any lewd things on it, go ahead, it says. Interesting. Usually things go in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
They allow the porn, but then somebody is like, hey, we don't like that. Cut it out. And they're like a payment processor that handles all their transactions.
Twitch is always dancing on the edge of that. And you mentioned payment processors, so places like Pixiv are definitely suffering from that.
It says it was a mechanism to monetize all the independent SoundCloud rappers because SoundCloud didn't have an inbuilt function at the time. Does it have that now?
Doesn't have an inbuilt sound function?
Yeah.
I don't know much about SoundCloud, so maybe.
If X had better donation payment subscription functionality, OnlyFans, Patreon, Subscribestar would disappear overnight. Probably. That wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe Twitter, maybe X could get a good streaming service too. Because right now because there's a better chance of it improving, but right now it's on about the same level as mine's streaming program.
Yeah. I mean, I do stream to Twitter, but I'm not exactly checking out the metrics on that place. Speaking of, let me check out my Twitter metrics.
How recent? Was that a recent addition? Like, post-Elon takeover?
Yeah, it was post-Elon.
Okay.
But, like, nobody actually uses it, as far as I can tell.
Well, it doesn't even have the basics of having a chat box that people can interact with you with.
Yeah, no chat box. Well, there is a chat box, I think, but I mean, you have to specifically go into the post and click on the video itself, and then it'll open up the place with the chat box, which isn't really how Twitter functions. People don't use Twitter that way.
Yeah, I'm seeing the problem.
Let's see, they really need to hire like 4 guys and tell them to just send it, build it as a separate function, and integrate it after it's fleshed out. I think the integration of the thing is the main problem, because you have to jump through so many hoops to get into the live stream on Twitter. Like, you can just watch it on the feed, but you're not really engaging with the stream, and that's kind of generally why people watch streams. They don't watch streams while they're scrolling through Twitter. They want to scroll through Twitter when they're scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah.
People aren't going to interrupt their doom scrolling just to watch it, to open up a stream. If they're going to do that, they'll just open it up on YouTube or Twitch.
Yeah.
Been too busy screwing around with this guy's body shape. Completely forgot that I was messing with his flame sack.
This is the ideal frog form. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Yes.
I just remembered which only recently added timestamps to chat logs.
When are they gonna standardize the color of everyone's freaking chat names?
How is that? Is there a method to how that's decided?
I have no idea. It's just for some reason everyone's name is a different color, as far as I can tell, and it's really obnoxious because it makes it harder to read.
Go with hopes they never do that. Well, enjoy your hot pink text, Koeth. Wait. My colors are involve blue and green. I think I'm a burgundy man. Look at what they've done to me. Not burgundy.
You're green on my side.
Well, I meant the text. The sword icon is green. Actually, well, let me check something else out on another stream. I'm curious. Okay, it might be small, but what do you think of the feasibility of adding profile pictures to text chat? I was always curious. I was getting curious about that when I looked closely.
I don't know, it might make it more readable just because you don't have text on text indicating more text.
It
says profile picture's way too busy. Maybe, but text also too busy.
Yeah, that's what because I get that with the size, but it would be a nice signifier to help individualize people. Because I had two people in chat with with Pony in their username, and it was a little easy to get them mixed up when other than the other differences in the text, there was just the color.
Alright. Tail attached. Time to make it fire.
Really weird coincidence having two ponies in chat at the same time. Yeah.
You're attracting the bronies.
Horse girl enjoyers. Your people, Koeth. Kidding.
They're actually centaurs.
I'm a nerd.
There's another thing. People who are looking for new weird things to create. My Little Pony centaurs. Do it.
You mean like centaurs drawn like My Little Pony art style, or Oh wait, because if you mean the ponies as centaurs, we're kind of already halfway there because they have human versions.
Yes, I am aware. And I mean, you do it however you want. I'm just throwing that out there.
All right.
Did we ever watch Friendship is Manly? I've not heard of that. No.
Me neither, so no. Let's see. There was one thing I was curious about. Oh yeah, the old. I may watch this someday. The old My Little Pony Phoenix Wright crossover. Wait, there's a different one and it's active.
We mean it's active. What is this?
Ace Attorney, Elements of Justice. Elements of Justice. Wow,
Go
the
ahead.
last
This
post-
looks gay. What are you putting in my Discord?
Don't know. Let's find out.
Let me pause my music.
Dear Twilight.
It's a little gay.
Oh, yeah.
This is great stream content. So far, there's been no speech.
What kind of speech do you want? Oh, I see. Good. What? Was interesting.
Okay, Koi, I have no idea what the point of that was. Other than, I guess, just to be a humorous spectacle.
That is exactly what I expect of Koeth.
Says the music is kind of very 2011. Yeah, it's like straight dubstep. I feel like I should do something different with this guy's eyes.
Okay, so there are two fairly notable My Little Pony Phoenix Wright crossovers in existence. Turnabout Storm was the only one. Actually, let me check. How long? Oh my god. Well, it's a Turnabout Storm is 5 parts, and the longest is 2 hours and 34 minutes long.
Okay, well, we're not playing that one on stream.
That's fine. I think we can live with that. I'm not gonna look it up, but I also remember there was a My Little Pony Danganronpa crossover. For whatever reason.
Why does this become the My Little Pony stream.
I don't know.
Just
I don't know.
because I
didn't even.
gave a suggestion to questionable internet artists.
I think this is the most expected path you can go from that. I was just remembering how big it was years ago.
It's weird how long ago it was because people like still obsess over it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try some different eye styles on this dude. Oh, it says my only My Little Pony experience is the Friendship is Manly video and Ken Ashcorp, the artist.
Ken Ashcorp?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head. I might have seen him before, but
if you see the thumbnail, you'll probably recognize his stuff. He makes music. Suggestive music.
Suggestive music?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. About My Little Pony.
No, actually, just...
Not actually.
Some of it's fan stuff and some of it is original stuff. And he posts once or twice a year. I believe the last thing he was working on was a fan cover of one of Pippa Pipkin's songs.
Oh, really?
The one that she blocked from the internet and everyone constantly trolls her over.
She blocked one off the internet, huh?
Yeah. Like, take a moment to think about Idol song, and it's pretty much exactly what you think of when that comes to mind.
I don't know anything about idol songs. I don't engage in idol culture.
I'm pretty sure you could still imagine what it's like.
Not really.
Okay.
I literally consume like no Japanese media anymore. Other than VTubers. I barely even consume Western media.
Oh, creatures.
Yeah, creatures. Creatures is my life.
Sounds like you're eating good then.
I watch VTubers though. Go ahead, I just said that. Catch up with the stream. Come on, man.
Go at the lagging behind.
He's in the past.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd call these eyes nefarious myself. Go ahead, but
they look sharper.
if I could roll my eyes more, I'd power a small generator. The generator is supposed to create the power, though.
Wait, why is he rolling his eyes over?
I don't know, probably what I said about him living in the past or something.
The future is now.
I can never tell, he's always in the past by a few seconds.
Catch up, Goleth.
I don't know. What do you think about the eyes?
I like him, though I do have a question. Are you going to keep the eyes looking like this in his next form? Or are you going to try making them sharper?
I might make him like lazier.
Okay. I like the slightly more narrow look. But it does make him look a little intense.
Probably something kind of like so.
Okay. That feels like a natural progression. I like it.
It'll be kind of like Kakashi eyes.
Kakashi?
Kakashi from Naruto?
Oh, Kakashi. I like that pronunciation.
What?
Actually, that's Jiraiya. Oh, he's right. That is Jiraiya. But actually, it's not normal Jiraiya. It's Jiraiya in his frog form, actually.
Actually.
He did have his during the big fight with, you know.
Hello there, eggs.
Egg says frog.
Frog. We do be drawing frog.
Well spoken.
And no, it's not Jiraiya, Kohet. He has the frogs, but he doesn't have the lazy eyes. We're gonna keep that there just because I need to draw that one next. I want to have to redraw this eye. It's almost perfect right now.
I like it. So, is he going to be full frog, or is he going to stand upright like Polyrath?
He is not gonna stand upright. No.
Okay. A purebred frog.
Just a nice
Yep.
wide toad. Now for like colors. Probably need to like tone down his coloration. Make it a little less
Bright.
saturated. Let's go with that one.
That's better.
Yeah. Give him a little more of a like a dolphin whale color to it.
So is he going to get darker as he evolves, or are you going to go back to tweak the little guy's color?
He's probably going to get grayer as he evolves.
That makes sense. By the way, interesting thing I mentioned earlier. By complete happenstance, the DS cartridge I put into my 3DS that I thought wasn't working anymore, actually is working. So I must have gotten shaken up well somehow to function again.
Oh?
Yeah. The game Super Princess Peach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wanted to play that because of the new game coming out, which I'll get to, and took me back to a bygone era where pixel art existed. Companies that made big games. It also reminded me of some interesting trivia about the developer of the game, Tosei.
Alright,
They're
let's hear it.
Oh, that's the thing. You not hearing about them is kind of what's interesting. According to Wikipedia page, which is slightly out of date, they've apparently had involvement in about 1,000 games, which, according to their business page, did increase to 2,300 from what I could looked up on there. And they actually pride themselves on being a quote-unquote ghost developer that has zero creative input and seems to only do the heavy lifting on the development side. So they're apparently involved in a lot of stuff that people don't know about. And there's a lot of links to games, but most of it is speculative, except for a few specific ones like, well, I have to check the credits for Super Princess Peach because I'm not sure, but let me look that up.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. People have been outsourcing stuff for games for a long time.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Bandai Namco actually does a lot of heavy lifting for Nintendo, most notably with Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. This is interesting just because a lot of companies have put credits in games normally. They make an effort to avoid that.
Cohead says he doesn't want to freak you out, but pixel art still exists and does go crazy at large scale.
What's the big? I know. It tends to feel like it doesn't show up in big mainstream games. I think the last time I saw pixel art in a big game was probably just one of the tiny icons for Pokemon.
Who cares about mainstream games these days? Screw 'em. We have creatures.
I know. The reason it annoys me is because I consider it a forced error where they could have a somewhat relatively simple way of making things look good without investing in 3D models, which are a lot harder to work with. But instead, here we are.
I'm not so sure about that. Once you got a 3D model made and rigged, it's like animating it is like nothing.
Yeah, I know. It just feels like it's a lot harder to make everything look really good compared to illustrations and pixel art.
Art styles are a lot less developed when it comes to 3D. Everything kind of tries to be just real.
Yeah, that's my main problem. Outside of Japanese games, and there's a good number of them that try to be real, but I don't mind it as much because there's some variety there.
This guy could use some spots.
Oh, maybe some dark blue spots on his back.
I was thinking yellow.
Go for it. Stardew Valley is one of the best-selling games of all time, and it's pixel art. Yeah, you're right, Goeth.
Evergrade's just too much of a normie. He's not thinking about the indie games.
Yeah, you're right. Imagine not selling 1 billion copies and making a profit. Impossible.
You mean selling 1 billion copies and not making a profit? In some cases.
And I remember Square Enix saying like they sold 5 million copies of the Lara Croft reboot and it underperformed. Because that's the thing. A lot of the games they make do make money, but the problem is it's not enough money, or maybe it's not as much as they made before, like around the time when people were locked in their houses with literally nothing to do.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I saw some game company exec this week saying something about, oh, what was it? Maybe I've saved the tweet. me check my bookmarks.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, can you remember what he said?
I'm trying to
I'm sure-
remember the sentiment. Actually, I think I replied to it, so maybe it's in my replies tab.
I'm sure it'll be ridiculous enough for me to believe.
Oh, there it is.
What was it?
Let's see. Article from PC Gamer.
Oh boy, this will be good.
Phil Spencer, I guess he's involved with Xbox,
Oh yeah, now I remember.
blames capitalism for game industry woes. I don't get the luxury of not having to run a profitable growing business.
Okay, that's not the stupid thing I thought I was thinking of.
Can you guess what my take on this one is?
I'm gonna think you're gonna blame something besides capitalism. Am I right?
Probably. There's probably something specific that I consistently beat the drum against.
Please share what you're holding back.
Holding back. Well, I wanted you to guess. But yeah, the problem, according to Spencer, is a lack of growth across the video game industry as a whole. This is one of the biggest industries in the world, is it not? Games industries, like especially among entertainment. How is the lack of growth the problem? It's not the problem. The problem is you require the growth for your investors, because you're a publicly traded company. You could just coast along without like major growth, just making your profits for rainy days and keep your business going if you didn't have investors to please.
Dice, you don't understand. It's super bad that they made $1 trillion one year and can't do that and make $2 trillion the next.
It's super bad that line don't go up enough. Oh no!
They've got diamond encrusted yachts to buy. How can they do that without all that money?
Dice activated. Yes. The more I see about it, the more I'm like, yes, publicly traded companies are the problem. The problem.
We're at the point where companies are with golden parachutes. People literally pay people to leave after they ruin things.
We're at the point where people ruin things because that's what the investors tell them to do. And then they get rewarded for it.
Yep.
And then the people at the bottom are left holding the bag. Because the investors, their jobs are not on the line if the company goes under. They just sell their stock and move it elsewhere.
Yep.
You go ahead, post an World of Horror in the whatchamacallit, Discord.
Oh.
I kind
wrong.
of want to play World of Horror. Speaking of, I never got around to it.
I'd watch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I didn't mean stream it. I just meant play it. I don't stream games anymore because nobody watches them.
It's okay. When I try to stream games, I'm sure no one will watch me either. I'm gonna figure out what I. Not even sure exactly what I'd stream.
Do a Halloween stream, Koha says.
Okay, A little early for Halloween, but why not?
A little bit. Yeah, we're just coming up on Transgender Day of Remembrance, don't you know?
No, I don't. You see, I celebrate things that matter. Otherwise, why do I have to be forced to remember it? Speaking of which, Happy Easter, everyone!
In a few hours. At least.
Early Easter.
Early. Pre-stir.
I'm liking the spots on this guy.
I do like the spots. They need outlines though. It doesn't match
Yeah.
everything else.
It does look a little weird with the eyes, but I'm sure it'll work out. I have one. By the way, does he still have a tail, or is it just fire at the bottom?
It's not actually fire. It's like a membrane that glows.
Okay. Me personally, both hold the same amount of importance to me. You mean Halloween streams or gaming streams? Okay. The outline helps.
Yes. Because it matches the style.
Nah, religious holidays. Well, I can respect that, Koeth.
You mean you don't celebrate Ramadan?
Wait, he doesn't even celebrate Kwanzaa. Or the Chinese New Year.
Is the Chinese New Year considered a religious holiday?
No, but everyone celebrates it.
Especially these days. Wasn't always like this.
Gee, I wonder what could have happened.
Okay, I'm gonna have to like actually merge the lines into a single layer because they're getting on my nerves.
Me personally, I exclusively celebrate Christmas due to their christening. I would consider a religious holiday religion as folklore and customs. Well, a lot of people still kind of just celebrate Christmas as a generic holiday anyway.
Is Halloween not folklore and customs?
Halloween's definitely folklore.
Yeah, come on, Kohat. Where's the consistency here?
Maybe Koeth just hates candy.
Go ahead, hates fun. Confirmed.
Oh, no fun allowed. Hap strikes again.
Oh, he's getting
Uh-oh.
defensive over Halloween.
Koeth's rolling up his sleeves, ready to throw down. Meanwhile, I'm gonna look through the pic. I'm gonna look up pixel art games on Steam so I can eat my words. Yeah. It actually makes me feel better about things. Being wrong.
Quick list with regard to the importance I put on holidays. Alright, bring it on, Kohet.
I wonder what the text limit is for Twitch.
Twitch? I have no freaking idea.
Didn't feel like never felt like testing it out.
I don't talk on Twitch.
You chat on Twitch.
Twitch is full of communists. And anime girls.
Sounds like a bunch of comedy gobbledygook to me.
What, the anime girls? The anime girls with comedy gobbledygook? I sure hope not.
No, the commies on Twitch.
Oh.
Okay, the list is national holidays / days of mourning, cultural / folklore holidays, religious ceremonies. So religious ceremonies religious holidays? Or do you count that? Or do you count religious holidays under cultural / folklore? Forgive me if I'm being pedantic. Forgive me. Religious holidays or religious ceremonies? Okay, I was just curious. Thanks. So we're classifying Halloween as folklore, so that's gonna go in the second slot. Your Arabian, then your religious holidays are often folk holidays too in the case of Islam. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It's easy to forget Kohet is a sand person.
I didn't know that. Perfect. Now I can forget it. Learn something new every day.
Ah yes. Nice simple shading on this boy.
It just works.
The Pokemon way.
It just works.
Probably more complicated than Pokemon shading, because I have a hard time getting that lazy.
Paint. It's got a painted look to it.
Oh, not just that. Like, the shape of the shadows is always, like, super simple.
Yeah, super simple, kinda wonky sometimes. Can you promise go with the curved sword? Cause he's claiming he did.
Curved sword. I remember this being discussed. I don't remember what the promise was, Kohet. All I remember is curved swords.
Me good swords.
Those, just like those mercenaries from Hammerfell have curved swords.
Gotcha.
They have curved swords.
Curved swords.
Anyways, I have cutlasses and creatures already. They're curved. Where's that? I forgot to make a time-lapse recording of this.
Oh. It happens.
Curved sword right there.
Alright, let me see this curved sword. Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
This particular brand is going to be cut from the initial release, though, because we're not doing the Clomont clan.
Sure. I wonder what form this curved sword will take in the next iteration.
Oh, we already have another one. I just don't have it rendered as an individual image. Here we go, look at that. There's another cutlass. It's ribbed for her pleasure. I don't think that's the right thing, Kohet. I don't think she'd enjoy that.
I think it's designed for pain. I remember those weapons. Good time.
Alright. This thing's looking a little crappy. I'm gonna color the line art real quick.
Professional mode incoming. Oh, I said the sword is designed for pain, not pleasure. Yep, I said that.
Can't talk, I'm obsessing. There we go.
Perfection. Content we need.
Now he's a proper boy.
A true friend to believe in.
Definitely a friend.
Not a friend, a friend.
That's what I said.
I know. I want to reinforce that to the audience. Learn some knowledge.
You guys should understand, audience. It's a friend without the G.
See, it's important. It's important because of like meme culture. It's actually really long to sit down and explain it to you.
It's actually a dog whistle to the alt-right.
You know that okay sign? You can't use that anymore. It's an alt-right dog whistle.
Do people still use alt-right in anything other than a memeable context? Just thinking about this time. I think our memes might need updated.
Well, like I said, most thing I hear about is media literacy. It pops up all the time. All of the time with people who get mad at someone's interpretation of stuff.
Kohet says yes in all caps. I'll take that as a complete confirmation, since he is like the least political guy among us. Now I said a meme. Dang it. You just can't have fun these days. Everything's a meme.
Actually, Dice, everything is political. The only people who unironically say that just hate fun.
Everything's political when politics is like too divided. People
Everything is
believe it's all political because they're extreme.
everything's political when the artists obsess over it. One reason people have difficulty separating the art from the artist is because the artists tend to gradually insert more and more of themselves into their work, and because they have politics in lieu of personalities. Like there are so many cases where an artist will say something, I'll be like, man, I love this art. I don't like you. And I'm being polite, and that's my polite way of eloquent talking about how I feel.
Koya says, do you think an artist cannot insert themselves into their work? It depends on what you mean by insert themselves, I think.
Well, I'm not asking. No, I don't. I think there are ways to do it without being obnoxious, or making it very obvious that it's just about that they're complaining about politics. I don't consider that to be a difficult task. I often believe if an artist produces something I like, but I dislike the artist, I really have to really investigate why, because something about that artist enabled them to produce their work. Well, in a lot of cases, when it comes to an artist, usually with artists that I discover that I like their art but dislike them as a person, a lot of them were either quiet about a lot of opinions or didn't talk about them as much. I can live with disagreements. It just feels like no one wants to stop at having disagreements. I remember I think it was one guy who was working on the new X-Men movie saying, "Hey, when are the alt-right and when are the right gonna realize that generic Marvel mutant villains here are actually based on them?"
You know what?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of agree with that sentiment. Like, yes, they are meant to be like parodies of their ideological opponents. But the thing is, it's either done well enough that it's disguised and like other people can just enjoy it on the in-world merits, or it's really ham-fisted and it's just really obvious.
It's in relation to the X-Men reboot I was talking about, where a lot of people were divided between saying media literacy is dead, or calling the villain who beat up the hero based. Anyway, as for the actual animation, it seems good enough. It seems to be good enough. It's a case of like, product would probably just be enjoyed well enough in a vacuum if you cut yourself off from people talking about it. Though it keeps giving me the impression that all the budget keeps going to Cyclops, one of the main characters in his fight scenes.
Yeah, I know who Cyclops is.
I don't know how much people care about the X-Men these days.
I don't know, X-Men, like, I don't know, they used to be like the big thing. Marvel had Spider-Man and X-Men, and then like that was their main thing. Everybody else was kind of a secondary.
I remember when comics could sell, when the biggest comics could sell a million copies monthly, and now they're struggling to get 100,000.
No, I never read
There.
American comics.
Well, that happened. I don't read them either, but I kept up with the news for a while and just actively trying to shrink it so that no one cares about it, and it's a special club for very special people. Goeth says, if the parody/satire is good and palatable, it invites self-reflection and criticism, but if it's bad, you can just throw it away, you know? And every belief structure should be poked and prodded at. It keeps the crazies away. That's fine. That's fine. Says our local comic shop is now a manga shop. Goeth, you just summed up the whole situation. And the people in charge of it will just ignore that and say, well, comics are doing better than ever. Look at all these Japanese comics and how well they're selling. While the American yeah. I certainly do enjoy getting gaslit constantly.
I love it when people use arguments that are consistently refuted every time they bring them up.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know the internet is a thing. They don't realize they can't just lie without being called out all the time. Imagine that.
Community notes are always interesting.
It is an interesting development in the whole online discourse.
Yeah, people can't just lie outright without getting corrected. Or they're corrected a little more.
Good work on that one, Elon Musk. Now you just need to get everything else to work.
I think that was actually pre-Elon Musk. What says community notes violating people, it's such a good account. It is. It's just posting people saying something stupid or wrong. Like, it's easy to avoid, but it keeps happening.
Just don't lie. Generally all it boils down to. You don't find too many, like, community notes that are, like, legitimately wrong or missing the point. They're usually pretty on it.
Someone just being wrong, just making an honest mistake. Like, it can happen even if it seems kind of egregious.
Now, I'm talking about, like, even with, like, fact-checking organizations and stuff, a lot of the time they'll fact-check things that aren't the point. Or they'll fact-check an exaggeration. It's like, that's not the point. It's just hyperbole, guys. Yeah, screw those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Community notes doesn't seem to do that very often.
I'm sure it can happen because it's community generated, but it seems to be pretty surprisingly consistent.
Yeah. That's why I say very often.
Yep.
I've seen it happen a couple times. Sammy G tried to warn us. Who's Sammy G? I'm not familiar with this person.
Let's see. Sammy G. Who are you? Okay, the first thing that pops up is Sammy G's Pizza.
And I like how chunky these boys are.
They're quite wide.
It's just like a ball. You could curl them up and bounce them around, probably.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences? I don't think we've ever learned.
I think that's the Sammy G quote.
Yeah. There's a slight misunderstanding I have with everyone who brings up consequences. Everyone says that as if it's going to be bad. Consequences are just the results of your actions. The problem is people only consider the good consequences instead of the bad.
Look at this boy. Freaking love him. This might be one of my favorite designs. And I made him just because of a gap in the coverage in biomes. What should we call him? Besides Torpole 2. Is it to scale with the guy in the background? Yeah, it is.
I noticed that. He's a big boy.
He is. He's like a nice chunky dog size.
He's like the size of a sumo's midsection. Belly sized. Fitting.
That's why we're gonna make the next one wide. I feel like if I get too much taller with the frog, he'll cease to be very frog-like.
Frogs are small and friend-shaped.
Let's see. The first guy was Torpole.
Where'd you get the name Torpole?
Torch and Tadpole.
Okay. What's between a frog and... Is there something between a frog and a tadpole?
Yeah, it's a frog with a tail.
I was wondering... I wasn't sure if there was a name or not.
I don't think so. I think it's literally just tadpole, tadpole with legs, frog with tail, frog. That is the life cycle of Le Frog.
The good life.
Chilling out on lily pads, eating bugs.
This is what the establishment fears. So...
Pyrog. Okay, go ahead. If we take out the redundant Pyrog might be good, but I think that sounds like best for the final one.
Yeah, because you want to lead up from a torch to something bigger and something bigger. So a torch... Flame... He's a frog, not a toad, right?
It's the same shit. Toads are just a type of frog. Let's see. Take a trip to a thesaurus. Synonyms for fire. Blaze, bonfire, heat, inferno. Char. Flare, flames, embers. Holocaust. What's that one? Come on, man. That's not really a synonym, is it? Phlogiston. Imbroed, Kohe says.
Frode.
I feel like something with Tinder might work. But I can't think of a way to mix it with Toad or Frog.
Friender.
Friender. We could incorporate Frin into it.
Wait, Friender.
Friender, yeah. That's it, that's it. Friender.
Or Frember, Frog and Emperor. Frender's good though. I like that.
Oh, Ember might be good. Frimber. Frimber.
The notes. You can decide.
That's more on the nose. I like that one. Frimber. Confrogulation, Kohat says. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Okay, that actually sounds cool. Confrogulation. Wait, I think he spelled it wrong. Confroglaration.
Yeah. But that sounds like more like an attack than anything. That's Frimber's special ability.
His Z move.
Yeah.
It's a conflagration of frog. A frog. They made the freaking frogs ignite.
Alright. Time to save this guy, and I think I'll just go ahead and throw him up on Twitter and whatnot.
Go for it. Gonna
I'm
go
sure-
for the third form tonight.
I will try.
See what
Man, it
happens.
is hot in my house for some reason.
Well, how's the weather been by you?
Swingy.
Swingy? Like
Swingy.
bouncing back and forth?
Yeah. It's that time of year where it can't decide if it's going to be hot or cold.
Yeah, by me, it's about 50 degrees, which would be alright with the sunny weather. The problem is the cold makes it feel like it's 30 degrees cooler. Not the cold, the wind. It absolutely kills things.
Need to put myself into power save mode. It probably doesn't help that I'm sitting next to my PC with headphones on with my long hair down my back, on my neck. I don't think I have a hair tie in range either. Shame.
Okay. What kind of a modern man are you that you're not ready to put up a man bun?
You're right.
You have dishonored the samurais that have come before you. Because that's probably the coolest thing you'll ever get. Man bun will ever be attached to. A top knot, not a man bun.
Yeah,
Samurais
top
are gonna
knot.
Samurais are going to come for me for that, and I won't blame them.
Top knots look pretty awful though.
Top knot at least sounds cooler. Dice.
I don't
Korean
know.
confirmed.
Does it?
It's what sounds better to use in a sentence? A top knot or a man bun?
Oh no, man bun at least has like man in it. It's like it's a man bun. You can be like that with it. But what's a top knot got? This is my top knot.
I like
It's
top knot
traditional
better.
samurai headwear.
Well, I'll be honest. Top knot has been kind of ruined by the kind of people who wear top knots. Also, go with dice. Kareem confirmed. Long hair for the display of status. Guys, I didn't know you were a master gamer.
Do Koreans display status with long hair? I thought they did that with bowl cuts. I didn't shade this guy's eyes at all. Hold on.
Now I see it.
Alright, hold on.
I'm holding.
We're gonna put the eye a little bit more in perspective here.
Let's just slow down and put things into perspective.
Slow it out a little bit. In antiquity, you cut your hair when you lost a war. Ah. I am undefeated.
Koreans, watch out. You're up against the strongest Midwesterner there ever was.
They should fear my taekwondo skills. I completely forgot what I was gonna do. Shade the eyes, that's it.
There we go.
Dad's strength is less than random American Midwesterner strength.
Dad's strength over American Midwesterner strength.
Now he's got the alligator facing the other way. Random American Midwesterner strength has the advantage.
Oh yeah. I was just the way it's written for.
Yeah. Usually
better.
You gotta remember the alligator. The alligator always points his mouth towards the bigger one because that's the one he wants to eat.
Radiating left wing doesn't get meme energy. We're just keeping you on your toes. Never mind. Base go as always. It's also why I typed my smiley face wrong. I wouldn't know. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. My smiley faces always look good.
I'm trying to create a new emoji on the fly, but it's not working out very well.
Radpool 2, dare to rad again. It's gonna be hard for you to top that one. That was really good.
There you go. Alright, now we can upload this guy to Twitter and Minds.
Do it.
Do it like you said you were going to an hour ago. What is that, Kohat? It's a 3 smiley face with a witch's hat on top.
Wait, where did you post this?
In Twitch and YouTube. Here, I'll do you one better. It was gonna be a cowboy hat, but I couldn't find the top of the hat that looked like a cowboy hat, so it's now a witch's hat. What should I say about Frimber? Meet Frimber?
Fiery, slimy friend. A Frember in need is a Frember indeed.
Alright, there he goes. He's on the Twitters and the Minds.
You hear that, Koeth? Boy made it onto the World Wide Web. Grow up so fast.
Now we have to make the big one.
Looking forward to this iteration being ready to inform us that it's Wednesday.
He does kind of look like that frog. Not gonna lie though, all frogs kind of look like that frog. And that frog could be any frog.
Gentlemen, I regret to inform you that women.
How dare they?
You hate to see it. Well, it says he's not quite as touched as the frog. That is pretty stiff competition, to be fair.
Oh, okay, I remember that frog. I was thinking of a different one. People kind of use things interchangeably sometimes. This is the one with the tiny eyes. You do be round though.
Let me check.
Oh yeah, I should put this in the art dump. Dale has joined us, apparently.
He's with us in spirit. I'm really looking forward to this guy's final form.
Let me get the character reference up here.
He's bigger than I... He's really big.
He is pretty big.
How big is his pre-evolved form?
Hold on.
Makes
Like
sense.
so.
Now I'm looking forward to seeing his final girth.
Oh, I forgot about the eyes from the other one.
Eyes?
The eyes that I drew, remember?
Oh! Oh, you want the ones you wanted to reuse?
Yeah.
Oh, do remember that. That's good. You made the perfect set already. Don't muck about with it. Oh my goodness.
I told you he's gonna be a wide boy.
You're making me laugh at an oval.
What?
You're making me laugh at an oval. It's great.
Well, stop it. The oval's not
can't.
that funny, Evergrade.
It's a
I haven't even added the funny things, Evergrade. You have to wait till I add the funny things before you laugh at it.
funny shape. Brain happy.
He already looks like Claude Sire.
Applaud the Claude.
Literally like the best Pokemon from that generation.
A lot of my favorite newer Pokemon tend to be regional variants or new evolved forms from newer games. Clodsire is such a silly design.
We're gonna make him a little bit taller here. Let's need to pull up the other one and copy and paste the eyes from the other thing. Get Frimber back over here.
Does he still have he doesn't have a tail, right? Does he?
Nah, he will not have a tail.
So just a glowing underbelly?
He'll have like the glowing flame sac and then also like flame ridges on his eyes.
So no flames behind him like the younger versions.
Right.
Okay. Freddy looks so happy.
You know what? Maybe he shouldn't be so tall.
I did have that thought, but I wanted to see how this looked. I didn't think of anything.
I'm gonna be lazy and just copy and paste this I.
It actually, Dice, it's called efficiency.
I forgot it was on a completely different layer. I was wondering why another layer wasn't popping up when I clicked the copy.
That happens to me far too often, especially if I'm trying to copy and paste more than one thing.
Alright, we're gonna have to tweak this dead.
Gonna have to treat this toad.
No!
Forget about it.
He definitely needs to have like his pupils looking more up. So they're partly buried by the eyelid.
Okay.
That will make him look a little more lazy. Or just done with it.
He's a tired toad.
Either way
Friend needs
works.
rest. Friend's gone cross-eyed.
Dale joined the chat at one time. I forgot to look at chat for a while. How's it going, Dale?
Dale in the YouTubes?
Dale on the YouTubes.
Hey,
YouTube Dale,
Dale.
they call him.
Is that Dale, YouTube Dale Decorate Pop I see?
Is that Dale Daiquiri Pop, the YouTube user?
Is that the Dale Decorate Pop? The most Australian man in the Artistic Savants channel?
That's a pretty low bar.
But he passes.
I already like this guy.
I only knew him as an oval and I already loved him. What? Oh,
It just looks like he has an attitude.
the consequence of getting old. You stop caring about being polite. The giant eyebrows.
He looks smug as hell, Kohet says. Yes.
I do not like this picture, Dice Bag. Smug aura mocks me.
Hopefully it holds up after I add all the flamey effects.
What?
I said hopefully it holds up after I add all the flamey effects.
We'll see.
Indeed we will. Dale says he has an idea for you, and if you don't draw it, he'll cry.
Well, I do like making Dale cry. I'm willing to take the idea. Let me some. It's a bit of a. Let me show Dale my idea. The idea I have. Okay, fine. Second. Okay, I was confused because Dale changed his profile picture. I'm not used to looking for color.
Classic Dale.
You see it and you think, I didn't draw that. Yeah. I'll get used to it.
Nice. Nice, go ahead. Put that one up on stream here.
That's great. Well, it says that's kind of racist of you, right? What? What specifically? I'm sure I'll figure it out. Or not.
Complaining that Dale is a colored person now.
I'm sorry. I meant he has such a colorful personality now, as evidenced by his profile pic. Good for Dale. It's not all about black, whites, and shades of gray anymore. Now he's got blue and red. Liven things up.
Alright, I might need to make this canvas a little bigger.
I know that feeling all too well.
Just to contain the chunk.
Can you withhold his girth?
Alright, now's the hard part, drawing the legs and whatnot.
I imagine them being almost compressed to his body. Let's say, so you consider starting on an obscenely large canvas just as a default. Go ahead. I've tried that a lot. The problem is when I do it in Clip Studio Paint and you zoom out, you don't realize how big it is. So you just draw. So you're just gonna. So I don't draw to scale with the size of the canvas because the size just becomes lost to me.
I don't do that because I'm trying to keep all my characters and creatures like a consistent size across each of their pieces. And you might say, oh, you could shrink it down, but that changes the line weights and sizes and whatnot, and it makes it look weird.
It really does.
Especially when you try to put the creature next to the characters.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the frog anatomy reference.
Brush it up on your frog lore.
Alright. New frog observation. The elbow goes back.
Oh, it bends, it folds in more.
Yes.
I see.
Hmm. Did Dale just discover the friendship is manly video?
You just found it?
Dale, are you watching Friendship is Manly? You discovered it 40 minutes ago. Okay.
That correlates with some past event that could have caused this. Yeah, we're all kind
Keep
of
up,
agree
slow
that
bag. Well, if you guys would chat in one chat, I wouldn't have to keep up.
it's like Colette said, gotta keep each other on our toes.
No, you all gotta be like, oh, I'm gonna be on YouTube, or I'm gonna be on Twitch, and I'm gonna talk in the Discord chat, and I'm gonna talk in the other section of the Discord chat.
Yep. We've all got to stay in our lane.
Ah. Oh yeah, with you and Dale both here, I should probably ask, like, if you guys, since you have creatures characters, would like to do like a regular sandbox campaign or something.
Sure.
We can kind of like bring other people in as they're available, maybe. But I kind of need like a consistent group to playtest with.
What day would you want to do it?
It would probably have to be on Saturdays. I might be able to take off if that's not working, but like the same time we would normally be streaming here is when I'd want to do it, because that's the only consistent time I have off work. Holy hell, those fingers look awful.
I need to check because I'm going to be dealing with some scheduling changes starting in the next 2 weeks, which could sometimes include me working till 9 p.m. on Saturdays, except for when it doesn't. I may be able to work something out where I only not take every weekend off, just not work late on Saturdays. I'm usually pretty reliable, and I'm learning things well, so I don't think that'd be a major ask. Dale says, I can't commit to regularly. I can jump in from the odd occasion, but got some other things I need to get off his ASS about and sort out. Sorry. Life happens, Dale. It's okay.
Right, what I was thinking of doing is just kind of taking the creatures gilded and just slapping like some quest hooks out there, like as things you can do for the militia.
Sure.
And then whenever you guys are up for it, we can run one of those adventures or start on it. I got my new procedural stuff to deal with that I want to try out. Life isn't allowed to happen for Dale, go ahead, it says. Dale should know better than to try and live, yes.
Common Dale, trying to live his life.
How's this looking from the other perspective? For you guys.
Big boy. You mean his arms?
I should probably zoom out. Yeah, his arms, more or less.
I think the fingers need more work. I like the arms themselves. I don't know if it's intentional, but they look kind of flat.
The fingers?
Yeah, like thin, I think.
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying.
And the other one, and I don't think it doesn't look intentional because the other one looks angled a bit differently, so it doesn't look as flat.
Kohat thinks the arm should be much smaller and not have defined joints.
Well, that would look interesting. But I get the feeling you still need that even though he's wide, he still need to hop around.
It's definitely gonna be hopping. We can kind of round him out a tad.
Sure.
Let's try adding in the back leg before I decide what to do about the front leg. I feel like that will change the calculus a tad. I need to move my setup around a little bit here. Drawing from an awkward angle there. The frog legs really are kind of weird.
They folded so many times.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of one. It looked like it had like 1, 2, 3 joints. And does the foot bend as well? Is there a separate foot as well? No, there is, but it's the case of something that doesn't look weird until you stare at it for long enough.
Like horse legs.
Yeah. Or dog legs.
Dale says he looks too normal frog.
Gotta make him look more weird frog. He's not pog frog enough.
I feel like I could probably stylize this a lot more. That would probably look better.
What are you thinking of doing?
Let's see. Thinking we'll make him a little bit wider in his stance here.
Giving the people what they want.
Hmm. Hmm. And I wish I was a better cartoonist.
Exaggerate his features.
Give him human toes? No, Dale.
We'll leave that in your illustrious hands, Dale.
Kohet found a new favorite creature for his character.
New friend acquired. Wonderful.
Ooh. I don't know, man. Every angle I draw this at seems like it's wrong.
Let me look up a frog while I'm here. Hmm. Okay, not sure if you're taking liberties, but I do kind of see one issue, unless I'm not looking at it right.
Go ahead
I
and
think
shoot.
the way the frog's legs bend, it does kind of look like they're bending backwards up, but the way it works is that they bend down, sometimes to the side, sometimes sort of forward, and then bend up. Because the way the frog like looks now, it's bending up, then down, then out. So,
That's how I had it drawn before and it looked wrong.
yeah.
Let's see.
Trying to think.
That there in the stream chat is kind of what I'm going for. But it might be that I'm just at the wrong angle. Draw him doing the winky face. We gotta draw him at all first.
Need to get the frog legs done.
Oh no, Kohet's bringing up the scaly discussion again.
He's an amphibian co-op. They don't have scales. They have skin. Like us, but slimier.
I just saw Kohet screed against frogs. He says, I used to run very early late in the day. I took photos of the frogs I encountered on my runs. I hate them so much. They're so lazy. They don't even move when you threaten to end their whole existence.
Go with seething because you can't have the frog lifestyle.
I don't think you could threaten this guy's existence, frankly.
I feel like if he wanted to assault someone, he wouldn't try to. He'd just try to sit on them.
Hmm. I think I might have found something that might... What do you think of that angle, boys? I think this is like the closest I've gotten it to looking correct and stylized.
fold you have the leg that sells it. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let me zoom in.
I know it's not like, what would you call that? Anatomically correct. But as a stylized foot, I think it looks passably frog-like.
Yep.
We gotta move one of these toesies, though. Toesies and these fingers.
Toes are mine, frog.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a good idea to, as a design feature, to make the ends of his toes separate.
I was gonna joke about flaming toes.
We'll make him like bulbs or something.
Oh, are they gonna glow like his stomach?
Yeah,
Sweet.
maybe. Or they'll just be like yellow.
For me.
Grid
What
says
says-
whatever, just finish the stream.
No, I really like the idea. The idea. Glow in the dark toes sounds funny. So Goat says, I'm just curious. There was a lot of bird lover discussion because when Breath of the Wild dropped, because people like cats, but I don't think they have a specific subgrouping. I think Dale says, I think they do. I bet it's called something dumb, which is why we don't hear it. I assume that subgrouping would have something to do with avian.
We're talking about
'Cause
furries? We're talking about bird furries?
Yeah, that subgroup.
Featheries? You might call them.
That's definitely not the name. We're trying to figure out what they'd be called, because there are scalies,
Downy.
regular furries, downies. You know, I like the name downies. Let's call them that. Subgenre is a medical status, unfortunately. Apparently they are called avians or featheries. Avians was the first thing I thought of, but that just makes me think of birds.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, doesn't feel like a name of something. It's just like regular birds instead of anthropomorphic ones. Featheries is a very bad one, though. It sounds like sounds like someone who doesn't know about it making a parody name.
You mean like us?
Yeah. Welcome back to the Avian Cast, everyone. We're here to tell everyone our opinions on stuff and pretend really hard that we're right.
I don't know if I like this guy anymore.
You having trouble?
I just zoomed out and looked at the totality of it.
The totality.
I think I need a little bit more than just a round body on him to match, like, the existence of his more detailed limbs.
I was thinking, would it be possible for him to have, instead of his predecessor's tail, maybe the flames could come off of his back? Or maybe that would clash with the eyebrows.
I think he just needs more anatomical detail is what I'm finding.
Like spots or wrinkles?
Like bone structure.
By Jove, that just might do it. Who knew people want boneless frog?
How are you gonna eat frog legs without the bones?
Don't do that, I'm not French. I don't eat friends.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He should have like an actual sack for his flaming belly. That's something that's missing.
Oh, like a real gut?
Like an actual gut, yeah.
He's a big boy, it makes sense. I'm sure he eats a lot to maintain that physique.
Is his tongue a big old flame whip? Probably.
That
He's
sounds
going
fun.
to have the flame tongue class. So like one way or another, he's gonna be spitting fire.
Can't wait for his mixtape to drop.
Alright, I'm starting to like him a lot more. Crisis averted.
His Billy has saved the day.
His belly and his caved in head and his spine and his back.
He grew a spine and people liked him. Who knew?
Looks like could use a little more of a gut over here too. Give it there. Alright, I'm not sure if that's the right way to go about it. Okay. I think I'm pretty content with how he looks now for the most part.
Okay.
Go ahead and move on to coloring this boy, I think.
Go for it. Looking forward to seeing this guy frog out.
Alright, let's try this color on him.
Gray frog.
Oh, I should probably add some spots on him too.
That too. I assumed you were gonna anyway, so I didn't say anything.
I kind of forgot about it.
You forgot about it.
I forgot.
He remembered though.
Cheeto toes.
Glow in the dark toes.
If we just run out of things to talk about today, I feel like we're short on topics. Not that I'm bringing much to the table.
Possibly. Possibly. I'm trying to think of stuff going on.
Let's go to the For You tab on Twitter and refresh it.
Actually, there was something interesting that came up last week that just started today.
Oh?
A new VTuber popped up with an expiration date
An expiration date.
of 1 year. Specifically, Nencon Alice, Retired magical girl VTuber with exactly 365 days to live.
Okay.
Will graduate on March 30th, 2025.
Interesting.
Yeah, just something interesting. Nice to see people get creative with the concept.
I see Fork's project is progressing.
Oh, I was looking at that earlier this week.
Speaking of VTubers,
Socks Agency. Socks VTubing Agency. It still doesn't feel real.
what's the rub of building planned obsolescence into a celebrity? Kohath asks. I don't know. That's a new one for me.
Scarcity creates interest.
I suppose so. I guess we're going for the FOMO VTubers now.
What does FOMO stand for?
Fear of missing out. Which frankly has already been a thing with VTuber merch. Limited times.
Poor guys can't get the Oshi's stands in time. Skill issue.
Isn't one of the appeals the parasocial relationship? I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I can't defend it. It doesn't sound interesting to me.
I say it sounds interesting that it's different from other from pretty much every VTuber concept I've seen, but that's the main reason it's interesting.
I think stuff like this has been done before, anyways, with regular YouTuber content.
It
Like,
has.
yeah, I
don't
want to say
remember
like Markiplier or somebody made a channel that was only went for a year.
That's what it was. I remember he had a year of just doing absurd stuff on one account, and he deleted everything. That was actually, I didn't watch much of it, but just the thumbnail was pretty wild.
Hard to be parasocial when you know they'll die. Go ahead, says. Yeah, I guess.
The idea is that you want to get attached to them more because you know they won't be around for long. But again, it's like you said, Go. The flip side is that you know someone's going to be gone, so you don't know, so you may not want to invest time into getting to know them.
Okay, Colette says, am I a cold person? If I know a person is going to die in a year, I wouldn't want to date him. Maybe I'm out of touch. Well, that
That's kind of-
assumes that VTuber like interest is purely on the I want to date them kind of thing. That's not always the case.
In a lot of cases, there also is the thing where you never know when someone is gonna just leave. There was one case where one VTuber, I don't remember the name was I think hit a major milestone, and the next few days, a family member used his account to just let people know he passed away.
Oof.
It's an extreme example, but you don't know what. It's hard to tell what's going on in people's lives when they're off the screen. Granted, odds are they're just going to be busy with work, but still, you never know when they're going to have to just drop things and go.
This guy definitely needs spots.
Like I said, I assumed you'd be putting them out there.
Well, you assumed that I have a better memory than I do.
I can't believe Dice forgot. I thought he'd remember. You know, for a guy from the future, you have a lot of trouble predicting what's going to happen next.
Look, man, I had to rewire half my cybernetics with your primitive technology.
Oh, geez, that explains it all. Never mind.
That's why I'm telling you all, don't get the 21st century what do you call that? Elon Musk thing.
Oh, geez, planned obsolescence with stuff that connects directly to your brain. That'll be fun.
Neuralink, that's what it's called. Don't get the 21st century Neuralink.
I knew the name, I just feel like saying it.
Well, I was searching for the name. It would have been nice to have it. Leaving me hanging like that. Bad.
I wanted to keep the Neuralink out of your head.
Let's see. Expand selected area. I should probably give this guy nostrils as well.
He knows.
put them in the center of the space.
You need to practice drawing noses. Okay. I also need to practice ears, because for some reason, there's something that I completely forget to draw all the time. I have to keep
Ears?
Yeah, I have to keep I'm getting out of the habit, but I have to keep reminding myself, otherwise just draw characters without ears and realize, oh wait, their hairs wouldn't cover it like that. They also look weird. To get this, I need to practice to get the general shape down so I can either remake it or simplify it properly. Saturday, but I bet this frog thinks it's Wednesday.
This frog knows exactly what day it is.
What day is it? It's his day.
It's I was gonna say Transgender Day of Remembrance, but that's tomorrow. I'm at a loss now.
I think it's a day that ends in Y.
It might be a day that ends in Y. That's a pretty safe bet.
I certainly wouldn't bet against it. Forgot to mention, I recently set up a second screen to help with streaming.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it wrong, because if I don't unplug the monitor, the stuff that I drag over to that screen stays there permanently, even if it's turned off.
What?
Like, if I've got Discord open on the second one so I can watch your stream. And if I interact with it over here, it minimizes and maximizes on the other screen. So that's taking some getting used to.
Oh yeah, you gotta really get used to the way it decides which of those things, which screen it defaults to, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
My brain will work.
it's okay. My brain has been various levels of fried today. So far, I have gotten good use out of it to look at OBS occasionally, keep some references open, and watch the chat.
Yeah, having extra space for your screen is kind of a imperative.
Yeah, especially if I want to task and draw. Big Frog looks like he's ready to flatten someone and take a nap on them.
He's ready to leap off the page.
I wish frogs were real.
Boy, do I have news for you.
No way. Don't
Chinese
mess with-
biolabs are working on making frogs right now.
Finally. As long as they're not making birds, because birds aren't real. I don't want to live in a world where that changes.
Oh, they're making birds alright.
Ah, shoot. I mean, yay. Please don't drop my social credit.
Damn it, I'm second guessing this guy's design now. I was supposed to be done with this.
You're painfully close. I can feel it. You need some lighting, right?
Hmm?
You need some lighting, right?
I need everything.
Yay.
Alright.
By the way, what's his name?
What was it? Pyrog is what we were gonna name him?
Yeah, but like spelt. Actually, yeah, Pyrog, like pyre or pyro. I liked Coet's conflagration, but that is a bit long.
Yeah, it also doesn't roll off the tongue at all.
It's not too bad, but I see what you mean.
It's pretty bad.
Okay. Torpal, Frember, Pyrog. Said, I wish frogs were fake. Go with just trying to start a war with this one.
Yeah.
It also says Pyrode, and it says you want to defend me here, e.g. That's simply right on this one. Well, whatever you were right on, I'm glad to hear it.
About confrogulation.
I mean, I do think it sounds cool, but confrogulation, 4 syllables. Pyrode, 2 syllables.
See? Exactly. Alright.
Brevity is the soul of wit. This boy has a lot of soul. You can see it in his belly.
He ate all the soul.
I didn't know I was watching Soul Eater. No.
I realized this was my favorite anime.
It's just like my... it's just like my Chinese cartoons. And like all of my mangoes.
Alright. Time for the best
Good.
part.
What you doing?
Coloring the line art.
We're making it complete.
Just needs the final touches and he will be a complete boy.
Actually, it's not good at all until the line art is added.
I like that the flaming eyebrows kind of have like, they look like a crown almost.
Cool. You're right. That's nice. King Frog. At your service.
Pyro.
The name's Rog. Hi, Rog. I don't like to be shaken or stirred. I like to sleep.
He definitely sleeps in the water. And you can tell when they're around because the water is like boiling.
Yeah, I imagine that's a bit of an oddity in a swamp.
Can I give him a smoking pipe? That would be a nice little addition. All right.
You actually did it. That's so perfect.
This is the fastest thing I've drawn on stream.
It's the best thing you've drawn on stream.
He only smokes the finest pipe weed in the Vivid Vale.
The best hemp you can get from a bone tree.
Oh. Just noticed I forgot to fill in the little shine on his eyes.
So what?
The white part. It was transparent.
Oh, that happens so often to me. Until I realize it the hard way.
Does the pipe get to be canon? No, it doesn't.
It's canon in our hearts. Balrog looks like he's about to drag a hobbit onto an adventure.
He really should.
Well, if no one else will.
Too bad there's no hobbits in the creatures world.
Hobbit creature when?
Never.
Why can't we have nice things?
All right. Let's put that all in its own folder layer so it's easy to take on and off.
Smart.
Okay. I think I'm done with this guy. Finally.
Tyrog is done with us.
He's tired of having his legs tweaked.
Please stop breaking my legs. It makes it hard to sleep.
Ugh. Okay. I think everything's saved and ready. Anyways. Thanks for watching everybody lurking and chatting. And my usual boys.
Thanks for having
Kohet
me.
has already made posts on Twitter. Oh well.
New best creature. Magmant, watch out.
If I ever have a card game tie-in, please at least make this a rare foil.
Elite.
Yeah,
Elite Pyroad. Looks exactly the same, but he's got his smoke pipe.
Yeah, well anyways. Let's call it quits here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all next time. Probably next week. Bye!